India and China complete disengagement at the LAC, verification process underway as talks to continue at the commanders level, both armies to exchange sweets on Diwali. Amid the ongoing diplomatic row with India, Canada's opposition leader Sai Pallavi cancels Diwali celebrations at Parliament Hill. The Overseas Friends of India Canada slams opposition leader, demands an apology. 1 week to go for the elections. It's a neck-and-neck race between Trump and Kamala Harris in key battleground states as per latest polls. Karnataka High Court grants bail to actor Darshan for 6 weeks to undergo surgery, lays down bail conditions. Manipur government sanctions 5 crores for the rehabilitation of internally displaced persons. 8 elephants found dead in Madhya Pradesh's Bandhavnagar Tiger Reserve in just 2 days. SIT formed to probe the deaths. CNN apologizes to its viewers over a panelist's derogatory remarks against journalist Mehdi Hassan. The US refutes reports that Washington is considering expelling Indian diplomats over the Kannur case. China unveils Shenzhou 19 crew for space station mission as Beijing advances President Xi's space dream. Our top story at this hour is from Karnataka. The Karnataka High Court on Wednesday granted interim bail for 6 weeks to jailed actor Darshan Togudeepa, who was accused in the Renukaswamy murder case. Justice S. Vishwajit Shetty allowed the interim bail application filed by Darshan to enable him to undergo a surgery. Justice Vishwajit Shetty had earlier reserved the order on Tuesday regarding the interim bail application after hearing detailed arguments from both sides. The state presented medical reports in a sealed envelope from doctors at Ballari Central Prison, where Darshan is lodged, and the head of the Department of Neurology at a government hospital in Ballari. Darshan's lawyer Nagesh claimed that Darshan is experiencing numbness in both feet and requested permission for his surgery to be conducted at a private hospital in Mysuru, with the actor covering all the associated costs. The court, while granting bail to Darshan, imposed several conditions. These are: Darshan has to surrender his passport and also furnish a bond of rupees 2 lakhs. People have to post surety for his interim bail. While on bail, Darshan cannot directly or indirectly contact any witness and shall not make any attempt to destroy evidence in the case. Darshan's medical report has to be submitted within a week as well. Another condition imposed by the High Court prevents Darshan from going to Mysuru, as he is not allowed to leave the jurisdiction area of the trial court. This means that Darshan might have to seek treatment in Bengaluru instead of Mysuru as he had desired. As per the latest information that we have, Darshan has submitted his passport to the court and the Ballari jail, where he is lodged, and is preparing to release Darshan if they receive the bail order from the court today. For more on this, I am joined by my colleague Muhammad Wajiullah live on this story. Waji, tell us, when is he likely to be within courts, released, as it were? Has it happened? How soon is it going to happen? What about crowds of fans? Because we saw one of the fans garlanding his home. He's a big star, so why talk about it? But tell us, when will he be released?
Well, Sudha, the latest that we have on Darshan is that any time now Darshan would be released. The procedures have been almost over. The documents from the High Court have reached Bellary, and as we know for now is that the jail superintendent R. Lata has reached Bellary, and all the close friends are over there. So now anytime now we might see Darshan walking out of jail, because almost all the procedures have been over. But mind you, what we know is that he will not be able to go to Mysore, but he will be asked to come all the way to Bangalore, and he'll be under the jurisdiction of the trial court, and that is where his entire treatment will be going on, because this bail is not an ordinary bail that anybody gets it in the court, but this is an interim bail on medical grounds. So it's only on the basis of his medical condition that he's got this bail. He had this hope that he would be able to go to Mysore, meet his mother, then go to Chamundi Hills, do a prayer, and come back and do his operations and do his surgeries in Mysore itself. But now that seems to be a little dicey, because the court has asked that he has to come to Bangalore, and all that will happen in Bangalore. So now what will happen from here is, what we know is that in the next 1 week, when he will file his when he'll submit the report to the court about what has happened to him, his medical condition, that is when we might see another decision whether the court allows him to go to Mysore or not. But for as of now, he's here. But anytime he will be walking out of Bellary jail, and from Bellary jail, he'll be brought to Bangalore, which is close to 300 and 350 kilometers. So you might see him reaching Bangalore in the wee hours of the night. But yes, Darshan will be out anytime soon. So most of his fans are already outside. It's a huge ruckus for the police over there to control them. We also saw our home guards. There was a stampede kind of a situation at some spot over there near the jail. But yes, the police is trying to control the crowd, and people have gathered there in large number. They've gathered there not just at his house in Bangalore, not just at Bellary jail, but they are also there in Mysore, and in different parts of the city. They're celebrating the return of Darshan, who's accused in a murder case, and that is something that has to be that the fans have been waiting for.
You know, Vijay, also tell us that the fans, they are, I mean, you said that they are milling around and there is a big ruckus which is going on in Bellary, but what about in Bengaluru? I'm sure that the minute his vehicle enters the borders of Bengaluru, I think his fans are going to erupt. I mean, he has a huge fan club, doesn't he?
Well, he has close to 3 million followers on Instagram.
Wow.
And it goes beyond that when it comes to the city. There are people who would do anything for Darshan. Today also, when I was at the outside of my office, there were a lot of people said, D-boss barta hai, which means my D-boss is coming out. So there is this uncanny love that people have for Darshan, because they believe he's a star from the grassroots star. He's somebody who helps poor and all of this. So they are also ready to hide the fact that he's also a murderer in this case, and that does not count for them. I also heard a fan saying that whoever does good happens to him, and Darshan has done good, that is why this has happened to him. So there are these emotions that are coming out of fans, but they actually don't understand the nitty-gritties of this particular case. He has not come out because he's innocent. He's not come out because cases have been dropped against. He's come out because of a medical condition. But yes, the case of murder still continues to loom around him. He's still an accused in this case. He's still accused number 2. But fans, yes, they are there showing his love. They are there at his house. We saw a video of people garlanding the house just because they could not wait any longer for Darshan to come. So that is the frenzy that we can see. You might also see visuals of fan chasing the car or the vehicle from Bellary to Bangalore if that has to be done. So the fans can do that also. So we are expecting all sorts of shenanigans that the fans can do in the coming few hours when Darshan will walk out. So that will be a spectacle to watch out on how fans can go rallying behind a superstar who is also an accused in a murder case.
And on that note, thank you very much, Mohammad Wajihullah, for joining us on the broadcast. And here's wishing you a very happy Diwali. Have a great Diwali. I'm going to take a break, ladies and gents, but when I come back, actor Vijay's story for all of you. See you on the other side.
Jai Bhavani, Jai Shivaji. A warrior so brave he'll forever be hailed.
Maharashtra tourism.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
Cooking is an act of law. The first act of law we receive from our mothers in the families.
Modern Indian food is all about contemporary and innovative approach to traditional Indian cooking.
Representation it's also important, no?
I want to wear this white coat every day and then be a chef.
There are stories. If the name of whiskey is English, then there is a whole story behind that.
Cooking food is like a therapy, and eating one is like a pleasure I can give it to myself. With Lounge Nights, I'm on a journey to celebrate and recognize the best food and nightlife establishments in various cities across India.
Radical presents Lounge Nights every Saturday and Sunday only on News 9 Live.
All right, welcome back. You're watching News 9 Live. Actor Vijay's first state conference on 27th of October of his party, the Tamil Nadu TVK, initially ruffled many political feathers in the state, with most choosing to keep quiet about his utterances at the rally. Vijay had trained his guns without, of course, naming the parties in question, but said how divisive forces should be kept at bay, and also one family's dominance over the politics of the state, and that was, which was mired in corruption. He was obviously referring to the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Even as the top guns of both parties chose not to respond. The chief of AIADMK and former chief minister of Tamil Nadu, Renukaswamy, reacted and said as follows. When he was asked whether they shall be in alliance, he said, "We still have 1.5 years to go for the assembly poll. Mr. Vijay has just started his party. Coalition will be formed depending upon the situation prevailing at the time of the assembly poll." When Edappadi Palaniswamy was asked about his view that Vijay had indirectly targeted the DMK and BJP while keeping completely quiet about the AIADMK, Palaniswamy said this means that the AIADMK has done something good. So let's understand what really is going on. I mean, this new tectonic shift, as it were, in Tamil Nadu politics. Is the AIADMK gearing up to start a new journey? Let me now go across to AIADMK spokesperson Kovi Satyan for more on this. Hi Satyan, good to have you on the show.
Good evening, Sudha.
Good evening to you, and happy Deepavali at the outset. Have a lovely Deepavali.
Same to you and to your viewers. Happy Diwali wishes.
Thank you so much. I want to ask you that, Vijay does not need lessons in diplomacy or oratory. I mean, he's trained. When he said about, one family, about corruption and how they are dominating and how the same things happen over and over again, one knew very clearly who he was referring to. When he spoke about divisive forces, in the country and said, we shall not adhere to what they are saying, we knew who he was pointing at. I want to ask you something. When Edappadi Palaniswamy was asked about, will you form an alliance, instead of saying no, he said, we'll see it when the time comes. Is there a kind of an acceptance, I'm not saying alliance, acceptance of a new party and a new leader on the anvil of Tamil Nadu?
So the arrival of baby was announced 8 months ago and the name of the baby was declared. Today with the rally, the baby has started to take some baby steps. So it still have a long way to go. It has to walk, it has to run, then it has to compete with others and it has to beat others. So that's what our leader also said. He just had his state level rally, political rally, and there are times, still 1.5 years away. And depending upon his actions of whatever he said as his ideology, it has to translate into actions. And those ideologies has to sink into his party cadres and members. Then it has to be taken forward to the people through their actions. So the decision of ally will come then. It's too early too early to talk about alliance now. What is important in Tamil Nadu now is the friction in DMK ally is increasing day by day.
True.
There are strong voices echoing from DMK ally themselves who are established allies. So the priorities will be there to see how established and proven allies are drifting away from DMK and how DMK is going to handle it. And Vijay, with his ideology, it is not an ideology which stood out from the other parties in Tamil Nadu political circles the last 75 years since independence. I would say he had picked and chosen ideology from different political parties and put it as in own style. I would call it as a cocktail ideology. It is not an ideology which stands out from the rest of the political parties. So he really have to work hard to make it, take it to the people through his actions, that whatever he stated as his ideology, and how is he going to deliver the same. So now it's a serious game. Politics is not a part-time job. It's a serious game, 24/7. And we have to wait and watch how he is able to deliver. Time will say.
Satyan, I want to also ask you that, he said that Vijay is not going to cut through our votes. He is going to cut through DMK's votes, and he's made it very clear that his war or his political adversary is the other Dravidan party, which is Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. So all I'm asking you is that, look at it, how do you read into it? He did not say, I don't want to comment. He did not say, it is like BJP kept saying, he's a new baby in town. But your leader actually went steps ahead and said that when there is time, there will be alliance. Also about cutting DMK's votes, which is absolutely right. So therefore, I'm saying, considering that you had a divorce with the BJP, after a lot of struggle, you said we don't want any truck with them. It seems very, very likely that it is a natural alliance which can be found, because he is also, look, there was a lot of criticism and from the DMK, but if you look at it very, very rationally, he is not saying anything new. It's been said by Dravidian parties for at least 4 decades. So I'm asking you that his comment about he's not going to cut into DMK's votes, how do you look at that, Satyan?
No. Vijay, his political journey, the way it has started, has got an age bracket per se. The people who attend the rally are youth, definitely are youths, majority are youths. So the political party in Tamil Nadu, which is commanding a sizable share of youth votes, is Nam Tamil Katchi, headed by Seema. Now with Vijay coming into the foray, what is likely to happen is the Nam Tamil Katchi's vote bank and office bearers will be there. You see a paradigm shift to Vijay. So it's still early for him to talk about eating the vote share of Dravidian majors as well as taking the anti-DMK votes. Theoretically and historically, DMK and anti-DMK votes are harvested by AIADMK. Just by stating the same ideology of AIADMK, like all are one, God is one, and it's a dynasty rule, which we have been saying for the last 3 years, doesn't mean that the anti-DMK votes will immediately get shifted to Vijay, because the votes what the Dravidian majors harvest are based on the hardcore promotion of Dravidian ideologies. So that's what I'm saying. It will be like stages. There is a considerable vote bank Vijay will sure take, which could be at 3%, 4% or max of 5%. And majority will come from Nam Tamil Katchi, where in the same age group, what Vijay is targeting and what Seeman is holding right now. So he is an immediate threat to Mr. Seeman. Going forward another 6 months, when the climate sets for the 2026 assembly, the elevation of Udinidhi as the CM phase from DMK will emerge. They will announce by March, Udinidhi is going to be CM phase.
Right.
And wherein Vijay will come into the foray, there will be a natural comparison of is it Udinidhi or Vijay?
Is it Vijay?
Yes, that's how it will be. Post March, when we as an opposition, our leader, starts his fanfare, then you see the real heat of the elections coming up, with the existing ally in DMK opening its doors on talks with AIADMK. That's where it will get more interesting, which is likely to happen by July or August by 2025. So till such time, it's a honeymoon period for Vijay.
All right.
That's all I can say. So the dynamics will fast change post July 2025.
But I see that your analysis was great, but maybe we shall talk again in July or August of next year. And I'm sure that more than Seeman, it seems like a mature party like AIADMK seems to be a natural ally for a fledgling like the TVK. Thank you very much, Kovai Satyan, for joining us.
Happy Diwali again.
Happy Diwali to you too. Thank you very much. Time for a break, but when I come back, lots more. Stay with us.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
Welcome back. You're watching News 9 Live. Actress Sai Pallavi is facing backlash on social media with the hashtag boycott Sai Pallavi trending across platforms. This came after a video of Sai Pallavi from 2022 resurfaced on social media. In the clip, Sai Pallavi is talking about the relation between India and Pakistan. While saying that violence is not the option, Pallavi adds, and I quote, "People in Pakistan think our army are terrorists because from their point of view, they are being harmed," close quote. The statement has sparked a massive outrage over the social media platforms, with netizens criticizing the actress for equating perspectives on military forces across borders. Many people called her anti-national for insulting the Indian army, while there were others who said that the actor's words are being taken out of context. Amidst all this social media outrage, Sai Pallavi visited the National War Memorial in New Delhi and shared her pictures of paying respects to the fallen soldiers. On the professional front, Sai Pallavi is all set to begin promotions of her upcoming film, Amaran. Popular actor Yash got into trouble over the felling of trees for his latest film called Toxic. Karnataka Environment Minister Ishwar Kandre alleged that hundreds of trees were illegally cut down on forest land within the Hindustan Machine Tools or HMT premises in Pina. Following his visit to the site on Tuesday, Kandre instructed Forest Department officials to take immediate legal action against those involved in the tree cutting. Kandre pointed to satellite images showing the extensive tree cutting on what he claims is forest land under HMT's jurisdiction. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has directed immediate action to address ongoing confusion with the Forest Department, emphasizing the importance of state interest. He said, and I quote him, "We will not tolerate any harm to the interest and development of the state," close quote. Now, during a review meeting, Siddaramaiah highlighted that the Mines Department's progress last year stood at 54%, while revenue collection for the current year is currently at 46% of the target. The state's revenue collection goal for this year is set at 9,000 crores with 4,000 crore collected so far. He instructed officials to resolve the discrepancy within the Forest Department promptly and to demonstrate accountability if rules are violated. Notably, the Chief Minister pointed out that in other states, iron ore is not classified as a forest product and instructed officials to propose adopting the model in Karnataka at the next cabinet meeting. Now, the controversy over HMT has ignited a clash between the state government and the Union Ministry of Heavy Industries, with Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy accusing the state of targeting HMT for political reasons. Kumaraswamy alleged that Kannur's actions stem from a vendetta over his plans to revive the struggling HMT facility.
When I visited personally to that place, and I saw many trees have been cut there, and we have seen the satellite pictures. Last year in satellite pictures, it was full of trees, very lot of trees were there. Now, totally there are no trees. It means that they have illegally cut the trees. So I have already written to Brahat Bangalore BBMP Corporation to inquire and submit a report, and we are going to proceed against them. We will take legal action against them. They should not have cut the trees. The movie, some Kannada movie, Toxic movie is being, they are shooting there. So that is totally illegal, illogical.
Time for a break in this bulletin, but I'm coming right back with lots more. Stay with us.
In the heart of New York, an Indian spectacle unfolds. Step into the world of the elite saga, featuring influential Indians who've rocked the globe. From culinary geniuses,
this has been nothing less than a dream,
to the wisdom of sages.
And which is why success can never be spelt without you.
Discover the stories behind the stars. Experience the magic behind the scenes at the first Indian event at the Statue of Liberty. Watch the Elite Saga streaming only on News 9 Plus. Download now.
It's said that out of 7 diamonds across the world, 5 are cut and polished in India.
Don't forget, US is the largest consumer of, polished diamonds and the diamond jewelry. And that has taken a big beating for multiple reasons, but largely because of the consumer spending going down on these items. And that's essentially what has hit the diamond industry.
We are at a brim where you see not just one, but multiple very strong global brands coming out of India. And we will make a global mark, and I'm convinced about that.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
More news from Karnataka after the break. After farmers in Karnataka's Vijaypura went on a protest against their land being claimed by Waqf Board, revenue officials have removed the Karnataka Waqf Board's name from the farmers' land registers, reversing recent entries that had designated certain properties as Waqf land. The controversy has been building amid allegations of Waqf land encroachment, with Chief Minister Siddaramaiah assuring that no farmers will be evicted and any notices issued to them will be withdrawn. Siddaramaiah's comments followed reports that farmers in Vijaypura, Yadgir and Dharwad had received notices indicating that their lands belong to the Waqf Board. Farmers have since staged day and night protest outside the Vijaypura District Collector's office, where BJP Leader of Opposition Chalavadi Narayanaswamy joined in support. Responding to the unrest, three Karnataka ministers have clarified that the Waqf board has no intentions of taking over any farmer's land. Revenue Minister Krishna Gowda, Waqf Minister BZ Zamir Ahmad Khan and Vijaypura District in Charge Minister MB Patil accused the BJP of politicizing the issue for electoral gain. They emphasize that no farmer's land should be or would be seized.
BJP people, they are doing politics in this. You have not issued any notice to the farmers. See, we are not going to evict anybody who has been in possession of the property since many years.
BJP is fully politicalizing the issue. We are not affecting any farmer. Earlier also in the BJP regime, they had issued notices, but we are correcting. We have given instruction to all the revenue department, Tahsildar, DC, see that all that mutations which has been done in the RTC should be cancelled. All the lands which has been used by the farmer will continue as a farmer's land. We don't want to interfere with that. We will not disturb any farmer. This is the decision of the government. We stand by it. It is not they are trying to communalize the issue. We will not allow it. BJP is trying to make a politicals. We don't want any politics. We want farmers, their right to be upheld.
See, the concerned department which is handling the work properties, they would have given the notice. Yes, I don't deny that. But the question is, the Honorable Chief Minister has clarified that we have withdrawn the notices which has served to farmers, farming communities or anybody for that matter. So there ends the matter. Until and unless it's clarified or verified, I think no further steps will be taken. So for this point of time, I think the issue is almost over.
However, the BJP claims that the Waqf board's name was added to 44 properties in Vijaypura without proper notice, raising fears amongst farmers about losing their ancestral lands. The BJP alleges that these changes occurred shortly after a meeting between Waqf Minister Khan and district officials.
And in some of the property records, RTC and some of the records, the name of the Waqf has been entered. What are you going to do, Mr. Siddaramaiah? Why you are bluffing the people? Because there are elections in the major states like Maharashtra and Jharkhand, and even here also by-election, throughout the country also by-election, they are talking. Once let election be over, they will support the fundamentalist Muslims day in and day out. So these are all bogus things. They are trying to misguide. They are trying to harass the people. And it is a land jihad.
Moving on, BJP MP Tejasvi Surya has appealed to the Joint Parliamentary Committee on the amendment of the Waqf Act, urging it to address farmers' concerns from Vijaypura. In a letter to JPC Chairperson Jagadambika Pal, Tejasvi Surya requested permission for a delegation of farmers to meet with the committee and share their grievances. Additionally, he asked that the voices of Vijaypura farmers be included as witnesses in the ongoing amendment process, ensuring their perspectives are considered in changes to Waqf regulations. And some news from Andhra Pradesh. YS Vijayamma, mother of former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy, has publicly supported her daughter YS Sharmila's claim to equal inheritance. In an open letter on 29th of October, Vijayamma expressed distress over accusations from close allies of the YSR family who have criticized Sharmila's rightful share in the family's assets. Vijayamma clarified that her late husband, YS Rajasekhara Reddy, called YSR popularly, did not formally divide his assets between his children. She said, in YSR's view, family's assets were a collective trust. In response to recent claims by figures like former TTD chairperson YV Subbareddy and YSRCP MP Vijay Sai Reddy, she denied that a full division of property ever took place during YSR's lifetime. In a letter, Vijayamma reiterated that YSR's legacy was one of unity and that any allocation of properties in Jagan's and Sharmila's names did not constitute a final division. Vijayamma also accused some family members of selectively reading out Sharmila's alleged assets while ignoring Jagan's, which she described as misleading and painful. Vijayamma asserted that both of YSR's children, along with his 4 grandchildren, hold equal shares in the family's assets. She concluded with a plea to stop the public accusations and preserve the YSR family's dignity, saying, and I quote, "These are my children. For a mother, her children are always equal." Close quote. Former Kannur District Panchayat President and CPM leader PP Divya was taken into custody by the police on Tuesday after her anticipatory bail was denied by a local court in the suicide case of Kannur Additional District Magistrate Naveen Babu. The CPM leader has been booked for allegedly abetting the ADM's suicide. She was first taken for a medical exam at the district hospital and then produced before a magistrate in Taliparamba, who remanded her to 14 days judicial custody. Meanwhile, large number of Congress and BJP workers shouted slogans against her while waving black flags. Here is what the case is all about. ADM Naveen Babu was found dead at his official quarters in Kannur the day CPM leader Divya publicly accused him of corruption at his send-off function. On 14th of October, the CPM leader reportedly came uninvited at Babu's send-off function, where she spoke disparagingly about him. Divya criticized Babu of delaying the approval of a petrol pump in Chennai. She also questioned his integrity over issuing an NOC to it just 2 days after being transferred. The following day, Babu was found dead at his quarters in Kannur. On 19th of October, PP Divya moved the Talaseri Sessions Court seeking anticipatory bail after the police registered a case against her for abetting the suicide of the ADM under Section 108. The Nileshwar police has registered the arrest of 3 accused in the case related to the fire accident at Kasaragod temple. The arrested persons are P. Rajesh, Bharatan and Chandrasekharan. Kasaragod District Police Chief D. Shilpa announced the formation of a special investigation team to probe the fire accident. According to the police, Bharatan and Chandrasekharan are the secretary and president of the temple committee, while Rajesh set off firecrackers during the mishap. In addition to these 3, police have also booked A.V. Bhaskaran, Thamban, Chandran, Babu and Sasi, all members of the temple committee. The fire accident during a Theyyam performance at a temple near Neeleswaram late Monday night left 154 people injured, 8 of them seriously, when firecrackers stored in the vicinity exploded. Meanwhile, the state government assured a comprehensive probe into the fire accident and said stringent measures should be taken to check the recurrence of similar incidents. Heavy rains slashed Chennai on Wednesday under the influence of the upper air cyclonic circulation prevailing over southwest Arabian Sea. Additionally, there is also an upper air cyclonic circulation over South Odisha adjoining North Andhra Pradesh coast. Waterlogging was witnessed in several low-lying areas. The Greater Chennai Corporation said that it has been pumping out water into storm water drains. Those are the visuals of rains. Chennai has been inundated with heavy rains for the past 4 or 5 weeks. In between, there was less of rain, but yet again, you see those sights and you really pray that the Deepavali is not a wet Deepavali for those who live in Chennai. For Diwali, The Bengaluru police has issued comprehensive guidelines urging residents to use eco-friendly firecrackers, prioritize safety and maintain cleanliness during the celebrations in the city. Bengaluru Police Commissioner announced on Tuesday that firecracker bursting during Diwali shall be permitted only between 8 and 10 p.m. in accordance with the Supreme Court directives. The joint task force led by Assistant Commissioners of Police and including officials from the Fire Department, BBMP, BESCOM and the State Pollution Control Board will conduct inspections to ensure safety guidelines are followed. My colleague Mohammad Wajiullah reports on the Diwali celebration guidelines. Take a look.
With Diwali around the corner, the government has allotted special places in grounds and parks near various parts in Bengaluru so that they can open their fireworks shops over here. And as you can see, this is one such shop that has been placed here at Matang in Shanti Nagar. This is at a ground so that if anything untowards happens, it happens and it's contained within the ground itself. So this is one shop where we are over here, and as you can see, all sorts of crackers are available here, and these are crackers that have been provided from the taking permission from the government, and these have been set up on those bases. I have one person over here who is in charge of these shops over here. Sir, ये जो आपके पास जो crackers हैं यहाँ, ये सब government compliances सब मान के चल रहे हैं?
हाँ सर, पूरा government के थ्रू चल रहा है और green crackers ही हैं।
हाँ, green crackers. तो कैसे identify कर सकते हैं कि क्या green है क्या नहीं?
Everything is written on over here. It's green cracker.
Okay.
And a scanner code also we got in this. Even you got a scanner code also.
Scanner code. Yeah. Because in the advisory में भी ये था कि you have to scan.
Whatever you can see, जैसा आप देखोगे उसमें scanner सब मिल जाएगा।
अच्छा।
हर एक पार्ट में green crackers label आ जाएगा।
और ये सब जो आप यहाँ setup किया, ये सब license है, ये सब मिलेगा?
Without license तो होगा ही नहीं ना।
हाँ।
पहले license तो मिलेगा ही temporary, उसके बाद ही होगा ना। उससे तो पहले नहीं होगा।
Political tensions has erupted in Jharkhand after State Chief Minister Hemant Soren's proposer Mandal Murmu being accused of colluding with the Bharatiya Janata Party. This sparked off a chain reaction within the JMM, raising concerns about a potential threat to Soren's candidacy. JMM suspects that Murmu might be aligning with the opposition. Amid the confusion, his vehicle was chased down and he was detained by the police. The situation escalated to the point where the Election Commission had to intervene. Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar reprimanded the Jharkhand Chief Secretary and DGP over the incident during an interstate virtual meet related to the elections. He questioned the Girid police's decision to stop Murmu's vehicle without video documentation, stating that if no objectionable material was found during the vehicle check, it should have been allowed to proceed. While admitting to having met with BJP leaders, Murmu denied their version of events, asserting that he was neither abducted nor being forcefully taken somewhere. Murmu's background adds significance to the situation. He is a descendant of Siddho Kanhu, the heroes of the Santhal rebellion who fought against the British East India Company in 1855. His support for any party is crucial for both sides. In an effort to tackle Delhi's air pollution and enforce the ban on firecrackers this Diwali, Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai spoke exclusively to News 9, outlining the government's plans. The minister reiterated that firecrackers have been banned purely due to rising pollution levels, not because of any festival tradition. He addressed remarks from RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, stating that while lighting lamps marked the return of Lord Ram to Ayodhya, there were no firecrackers at that time. To enforce the ban, Gopal Rai said that if Gandhigiri and awareness efforts fail, 377 enforcement teams will patrol Delhi streets. taking action against those who burn firecrackers.
दिल्ली सरकार ने इस साल इनिशिएटिव लिया है कि दिए जलाओ, पटाखे नहीं। हालांकि पहले भी इस बात की पहल की गई थी। साथ में जो पटाखे उन पर बैन लगा दिया गया है। गोपाल राय मेरे साथ है। गोपाल जी, बैन तो आपने लगा दिया है, लेकिन वो बैन कागजों से निकल कर बाहर भी आए, ग्राउंड पे भी दिखे। इसके लिए क्या कुछ तैयारी की गई, कितनी टीम्स बनी है?
देखिए, इसके लिए जरूरी है कि सभी लोग अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभाएं। पोल्यूशन हमें परेशान कर रहा है, बच्चों की जिंदगी को परेशान कर रहा है, पटाखे हम जला रहे हैं। तो इसमें मेरे ख्याल से सबसे पहले हमें ये सोचना है कि हम बच्चों बुजुर्गों की जिंदगी को पटाखे फोड़ करके क्यों तबाह करना चाह रहे हैं, ये हमें सोचना है। और जब सभी लोग इसके लिए प्रयास करेंगे तो ये इम्प्लीमेंट हो जाएगा। जहां तक पुलिस की बात है, कल हमने बैठक की थी, उन्होंने जो हमें रिपोर्ट दी है कि उन्होंने 300 टीमें बनाई है और 77 टीमें रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट ने बनाई है। हमने इनको सबको कहा है कि आप जागरूकता पे ज्यादा जोर दीजिए। सभी जो RWAs हैं, मार्केट एसोसिएशंस हैं, जितने धार्मिक सामाजिक संगठन हैं, सबसे मिल करके हर लेवल पे उनको जागरूक करिए। सब मिलकर के प्रयास करेंगे तो मुझे लगता है इसमें सफलता मिलेगी।
बैन लगे हुए काफी वक्त हो चुका है, अभी तक क्या एक्शन रहा है, कुछ इस पर रिपोर्ट आई?
कल पुलिस ने जो मुझे बताया था कि 19,000 किलो उन्होंने बरामद किया है अलग अलग जगहों से, और मैंने उनसे कहा था बॉर्डर्स पे भी थोड़ा सा निगरानी जो है वो बढ़ाएं। पड़ोस के राज्यों से भी हमने सरकारों से भी निवेदन किया है। लेकिन सबसे जरूरी है कि हम दिल्ली वाले धूमधाम से दिवाली मनाएं, खूब दिए जलाएं, मिठाइयां बांटें, खुशियां मनाएं।
बीजेपी और जो है मोहन भागवत वगैरह ये कह रहे हैं कि आपको सिर्फ हिंदुओं के त्योहार से ही दिक्कत होती है, क्या क्रिसमस से नहीं, न्यू ईयर पे नहीं पटाखे जलाए जाते?
नहीं, हम तो खूब धूमधाम से दिवाली मना रहे हैं। हमारे ऊपर तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं आ रही है। हमने अभी विधानसभा में भी मनाई, मिठाइयाँ भी बांटी, दिए भी जलाए, और मिट्टी के तेल वाले भी दिए हम जलाएंगे अभी कल। तो धूमधाम से हम दीपावली मनाएंगे, लेकिन पटाखे जला करके किसी की जिंदगी को खतरे में नहीं डालें।
तो 300 टीमें जो हैं वो दिल्ली पुलिस की होंगी और 77 टीमें जो हैं रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट की ग्राउंड पर जाएंगी और इंश्योर करेंगे कि जो पटाखे ना कहीं बिके, ना जलाए जाए।
In some really distressing news, 8 elephants have been found dead under mysterious circumstances in Madhya Pradesh Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve, leaving wildlife officials rather baffled. The incident, first reported on Tuesday, began with the discovery of 2 dead elephants in the reserve Forest 384 and Protected Forest 183A. This was soon followed by the discovery of 4 more dead elephants, raising alarm amongst wildlife officials. Veterinary teams, including specialists from Sanjay Tiger Reserve and the School of Wildlife Forensics and Health in Jabalpur, are working tirelessly to treat the remaining sick elephants. The cause of death remains a mystery, with postmortems being conducted at the School of Wildlife Forensics and Health in Jabalpur. Veterinarians from Pinch and Kannur are also assisting in the investigation. This incident, which is unprecedented in the state's history, has triggered significant concern amongst wildlife experts as well as officials. Tiger Strike Force teams from Jabalpur and Bhopal have been deployed to the reserve to support efforts to determine the cause of these deaths.
ये पहली बार है जब मध्य प्रदेश में एक साथ 7 हाथियों की मौत हुई हो। मध्य प्रदेश में एक ऐसा समय भी था जब यहाँ पर हाथी गायब हो चुके थे। धीरे धीरे छत्तीसगढ़ और झारखंड से हाथी मध्य प्रदेश पहुँचे हैं। उसके पीछे के भी कारण है कि ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा माइनिंग जिस तरह से छत्तीसगढ़ और झारखंड में हो रही है, उसी के चलते हाथी भटकते भटकते मध्य प्रदेश में पहुँचे हैं। फिलहाल इस पूरे मामले की STF जाँच कर रही है। जांच की जा रही है कि आखिरकार हाथियों ने क्या कुछ खाया। पोस्टमार्टम भी हो रहा है, मगर ये बड़ा विषय है कि आखिरकार कैसे एक साथ 7 हाथियों की मौत हो गई। इस पूरे मामले पर राजनीति भी देखने को मिल रही है। कांग्रेस का कहना है कि हाथियों को जहर दिया गया है, इसकी उच्च स्तरीय जांच होनी चाहिए। तो दूसरी तरफ एक्सपर्ट्स भी ये कह रहे हैं कि इसकी उच्च स्तरीय जांच बेहद ज़रूरी है। कम से कम कारण तो स्पष्ट होने चाहिए कि आखिरकार हाथियों की जान का दुश्मन कौन है।
ये हमारे बांधवगढ़ टाइगर रिजर्व के खितौली, पतौर की कोर रेंज और पनपता बफर का ये ट्राई जंक्शन एरिया है। यहाँ से गांव भी पास में लगे हुए हैं और यहीं पर ये घटना हुई है।
इसकी पूरी अभी टीमें बना दी गई है, जांच कर रहे हैं हम और घायलों का इलाज कर रहे हैं। डॉक्टर्स की टीम आ गई मौके पर और सारा दवाइयाँ वगैरह लेकर के बाकी जो घायलों का इलाज कर रहे हैं और अभी तक 4 अभी डेथ हुई है, ये रिपोर्टिंग हुई है। ये 13 हाथियों का झुंड था और बाकी अभी कुछ स्वस्थ भी हैं जो जंगल में बाजू में अभी हैं, दिख रहे हैं।
इलाज कितने हाथियों का चल रहा है?
इलाज 4 हाथियों का भी चल रहा है।
And with that, it's a wrap. Here's wishing all of you a very happy Diwali. Thanks for watching.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
Who am I?
Nobody can crack that mystery.
There is a certain expectation of me.
That's the only contradiction.
Life itself is stranger than fiction.
I was a perfectly normal person born in an abnormal world.
I really didn't understand why is it different.
Just imagine a child who is bullied every day.
Boys school में कुछ लड़का लोग मेरे साथ sexual abuse किए.
मुझे तेरे बारे में सब पता है. अभी तेरा rape कर लूँगा.
You also start to stigmatize.
अरे ये तो time pass है.
Sex doesn't come in the picture. Sex comes very late. Then there are man-made narratives.
Why do you walk like that? Why do you sway so much? So you can understand the trauma of a person who's trapped in a wrong body.
But nothing can bind life.
We have to reclaim the lost position. We fought for more than 10 years.
Today I'm the mother of the industry.
I'm a first transgender member judge.
You can't walk in everybody's shoes.
This is what I'm comfortable with. They just are what they are.
You become the light yourself.
That is the change that I was looking for.
When I recognize myself, it's a small story, but it's an interesting one.
On 24th of October, Turkey launched airstrikes targeting Kurdish militant positions in northern Syria and Iraq. Now this followed a terrorist attack on a key defense company in Ankara. The Turkish Ministry of Defense has reported that more than 30 targets were destroyed in the aerial offensive. This comes even as the Israel-Gaza conflict spreads into Lebanon and the Red Sea and threatens to push an already volatile West Asia to the very brink of disaster. The Ankara attack. Why is Turkey striking Syria and Iraq? News9 Plus decodes. On 23rd of October, 2 militants set off explosives and opened fire at the headquarters of the Turkish aerospace industries near Ankara. The attack claimed the lives of 5 people and left about 22 injured. The militants, a man and a woman, were killed at the scene by security forces. The attack has drawn immediate condemnation. Turkish authorities have accused the PKK of orchestrating the attack. The Interior Minister, Ali Yerlikaya, labelled it an act of terror, and President Erdogan, who's presently attending a BRICS summit in Russia, expressed his outrage. I condemn this heinous terrorist attack. The PKK, which Turkey holds responsible for this attack, has waged an insurgency against the Turkish state for decades now. This latest incident has further inflamed tensions between the two, rekindling a conflict that has claimed thousands of lives since the 1980s. The Turkish Ministry of Defense has confirmed that more than 30 targets were destroyed in the aerial offensive, which struck suspected strongholds of the Kurdistan Workers' Party. While the ministry has withheld specific details about precise locations, the strikes are believed to have hit PKK bases in the Sinjar region of Iraq and areas controlled by Kurdish forces in northeastern Syria. These zones have long been used as safe havens by the PKK, allowing them to launch attacks into Turkey. So who are the PKK? The PKK